This is the way.
Hey guys, Williams Custom Bricks here. Back after not even that long. I feel like it wasn't even that long of a time I was gone. I stopped counting, which probably isn't a good thing. But anyways, I'm back and I've got this beautiful set with me that I want to review because honestly, it's got to be one of my favorite sets of 2022. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first things first, we're starting off with the figures. Now this may be one of my favorite parts of this set, just because of one of the figures in the selection. So first, let's start out with Mando. Now this is our typical Mando we got with the Microfighter Razor Crest. Comes with the still pretty lame Darksaber. And yes, sadly, like all other Mandos we've gotten, this one has no head like the... Oh. So super crazy surprise feature, this Mando does have a head and it looks amazing. LEGO decided not to use the darker skin tone or the lighter skin tone and go right for the middle, which I think is perfect for this figure and it totally represents how he looks in the show. Next up, you got your typical Grogu. Nothing really new about this guy. That's it really. Hopefully they introduce the Beskar chainmail in his printing going forward, but until then, this is the one we got. Moving on to much newer figures, we have Pelimoto. This was definitely a surprise to see in this set, although I kind of predicted it with the set being attuned to one of the Boba Fett episodes. This Pelimoto comes with a silver wrench. And if we look under the hood, we can see she has a double face. One happy, and I guess one kind of surprised, maybe? Either way, definitely a great inclusion in this set. And finally, my favorite figure in this entire set, BD Droid. Now this one is blue. This is the one we saw in the Book of Boba Fett. This is Pelimoto's BD Droid. You can tell because it is blue, and while the BD droids in Jedi Fallen Order are customizable, BD droid, BD1 from Jedi Fallen Order, is particularly red, and that's just something we're going to see in a future set that I will definitely be picking up the day it comes out. He's by far my favorite model droid, and I'm so happy we got one of his models in this set. The detail on this guy is honestly crazy. I can't believe LEGO made a mold of him. It was totally unexpected. I would have never guessed. They never really wanted to make Jedi Fallen Order sets, so seeing a BD droid coming up in the future and this one just gives me hope. And next up, we have the Naboo Starfighter itself. Now, I'm a huge fan of the N1 Royal Starfighter. I love those kind of ships. They're definitely one of my top ships in all of Star Wars, right next to the B-Wing. Now, this one's cool because it's modified, and not only that, but if you have the original N1 Starfighter, or the most recent one, this one is actually surprisingly bigger. I thought that was kind of odd because they're supposed to be the same model, but I actually don't find it as bad. If anything, I think they should make an updated version of the regular N1 Starfighter to match this one. Being a repurposed N1 Starfighter, you can see that they have some nice greebling in the engines here. They're actually different on each side, which I thought was nice to put in some extra detail. We have a sticker here for what looks like a vent. On the side of the engines, they have these nice pearl dark gray round pieces. This is kind of what we saw with the original N1 Starfighter, but these ones were a flat gray. This is also the first set I've gotten to have one of these paddle pieces, which I thought was an interesting inclusion. Looking at the front, we can see here the two twin turbo cannons. We have this newer piece, which I have not gotten before. It's a nice little hubcap looking piece. And we can see this exhaust engine section here. Now, as some of you may or may not know, I am a huge hater of the flick fire missiles, the stud shooters, everything. So I'm going to show you a little modification if you're on the same point as I am. One of the main features of this ship is a flick fire missile. You can see it down here. It's a little hidden away, which I do like, but the way you shot it out was through this engine piece. Now here I have this slanted piece inverted. That's because I realized that you could stop the engine piece from going down. This is how it originally was in the set. When you put it in, you're able to push it down and fire the missile. So I thought, maybe I need to put a piece in the way or something like that, but I decided to flip it to see what would happen. Sure enough, this blocks it perfectly so you can keep it level with the ship. I like how that looks so much better than a divot down into the ship itself, the hull. So that's my current modification to this ship. I don't know if I'm going to do any more. I actually really like how it looks. Here in the middle of the ship, right behind the exhaust, you can pull this section out. These are kind of like a carrying case. We see these on a lot of different ships. It's kind of cool that we got an inclusion here. If we keep moving back, we can see here in the cockpit, there is a sticker piece if we open up the canopy here. I thought it was a really nice inclusion, which I never expected. We didn't get that sort of thing with the original N1 Starfighter set, so it's nice to see it pop in this set. And right behind the canopy here, you can see this little bubble canopy. If we open it up, we can fit a little Grogu in here. It fits nice and snug. There is a little bit of collision between this canopy and this canopy, so sometimes you need to really force it down, especially when this one is coming down on its own. It hits the top of this canopy piece right here. I haven't seen anything about this set that would make this fixable. I haven't seen anyone really fix it yet, so but wrapping that off, that is the set itself, the N1 Starfighter Mandalorian style. And last but certainly not least, we have the box. Now, what LEGO has been doing recently, and multiple LEGO YouTubers have been pointing this out as well, is that they're now including these stripes. This coincide with the Black Series Hasbro action figures. LEGO's kind of jumping off of what they're doing. Sometimes there's some variation in lines. Sometimes the lines don't exactly match up with what Hasbro is doing, but I kind of understand that Hasbro and Disney have a different agreement than Disney and LEGO. That is why we can't have only minifigures in a pack, because Hasbro has the rights to the action figures. So since they have the action figure rights to Star Wars figures and so on with Disney, having just a minifigure pack would count as an action figure pack. Now, polybags are different since they are technically considered promotions. That's why we've been able to get just single minifigure and polybags for May 4th and all these different conventions, because technically those are considered promotions, not action figures. With all that explaining out of the way, let's take a look at this box. Now, of course, first we have the Boba Fett and Fennec Shand at the bottom. This is because this is technically a Book of Boba Fett set. Next, down at the bottom, we have the characters with their names. The BD droid is marked as BD droid, when technically in canon, the droid's name is BD5. And if we look in the back, you can see we have the Starfighter again in Pelimoto's hangar. This is the setting where Pelimoto puts together Mando's Starfighter, and he actually helps to build it, giving Mando a sort of connection to it, knowing that he helped to build it. And down at the bottom, we can see the two features of the set, the shooter here and the compartment here. And of course, we have the actual size minifigure. Time to test this thing out. They got me this time. One day I'll catch him. So that just about wraps up the review of the Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter set. I really enjoyed building the set. There's a lot of cool features in here you wouldn't see from just looking at the video. You really have to go out and buy it for yourself. Now, this set retails for about $60 US, and I gotta say, it gives a lot of bang for your buck. You got some new minifigures, a new printed head. For Mando, you have this amazing Starfighter build, and you get this amazing BD unit droid, the first one ever made by Lego, and I can't wait for the giant buildable figure of BD1. It's going to be an amazing set, and I can't wait to review it. Now, something else I've been thinking about since I've been back now, officially, I'm thinking of living up to the channel's name and actually showing off some custom mocks, some custom modifications to some sets. Now, if you want to head to my Instagram, I'm going to be doing some polls on which mock or modification to a set you guys want to see first. Go vote for it if you want to see it. Hopefully it will be done this week. I do have the Republic fighter tank to review, so that will also be this week. So yeah, big week for me, big week for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Blast that like button if you enjoyed the video, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.